A very good morning to all the participants of this webinar. From DTRTI Lucknow, I'm Arvind Mishra, Deputy Director, welcoming you to the DTRTI Lucknow webinars 2021. And today, that is on 7th of November 2020 morning, we are going to start with Bank Reconciliation Statement Part 5 of the Bookkeeping and Account series of our webinars. So we'll start with illustration 7 of our document on bank reconciliation statement. Now we have some information as on 31st December 2017 for Messrs. New Steel Limited. So we have the information that as per the cash book, there was a bank overdraft of 22,45,900 rupees. Then there are certain reasons due to which there are differences between the bank statement and the bank column of the cash book, which are mentioned here, like interest which is debited by the bank on 26th of December, but advice has not been received. So if the advice is not received from the bank, this will not find any entry in the cash book. Check issued before 31st December but not presented to the bank will also find entry in the cash book but not in the bank statement. So let us look at how the bank reconciliation statement is being prepared. We are starting with an overdraft of 22,45,900. So overdraft means it is a minus amount. It is in the negative. So the strategy is whatever we do, if it is a positive amount, the opposite of that we are doing when we are having an overdraft. So we have to think like this, that supposing there is an interest charged by the bank of 2,78,700, which means that bank has made an entry in the bank statement of 2,78,700. But this information is not available to the cash book accountant, and therefore cash book accountant has not made this entry in the cash book as on 31st December 2017. So thereby what has happened is that the bank statement balance is lesser than the cash book balance due to this particular entry. Because when bank is charging interest, it is going to debit the bank statement. It is going to pass a debit entry in the bank statement. A debit entry in the bank statement means bank has withdrawn money from your bank account. So 2,78,700 has been reduced from the balance in the bank statement, but it has not been reduced in the cash book. So therefore cash book balance is more than the bank book. So since cash book balance is more than the bank statement, if we are moving from cash book balance towards the bank statement balance and cash book balance is more, then we will have to reduce this amount of 2,78,700. But since it is an overdraft, we'll add it. So that is why we are adding this amount here. Thereafter, there is a draft which is deposited in the bank but not yet credited. A draft has been received from someone by the businessman by New Steel Limited, and it has been entered in the cash book as a deposit, thereby increasing the cash book balance. But it is, although it is deposited in the bank, it is not yet credited in the bank statement on December 31st, 2017. So therefore, the bank statement balance is lesser than the cash book balance due to this amount also. So therefore, normally while moving from cash book to the bank book, bank statement, we need to reduce this amount, but since we started with an overdraft, we need to add back this amount. So that is why it has been added here. Then we have a wrong debit by the bank, which is under verification. It means that the bank has made a debit entry in our bank statement, which we have not made similar entry in our cash book because we are still verifying the entry of the bank statement. We are not sure whether the bank has made the correct entry or not, and therefore we have not made any entry in our cash book because we are verifying it. So therefore, this amount of 7,40,000 rupees needs to be reduced from the cash book balance because of this entry, cash book balance is more than the bank statement balance. But since we have started with an overdraft, instead of reducing, we'll add it. So we are adding these three amounts totaling to 23,68,700, and then adding these three amounts here and getting a figure of 46,14,600. Now this is a minus figure, you must remember. Now there are certain checks which have been issued but not yet presented to the bank. New Steel Limited has issued some checks to the parties, but those parties have not yet presented them in the bank. So therefore, since the checks have been issued, the cash book balance has gone down because they have been entered in the cash book. However, they are not yet entered in the bank statement because they have not been presented itself in the bank for payment by the parties to whom the checks have been issued. Thereby, the cash book balance is below the bank book balance due to this amount also. So while moving from cash book balance to the bank book balance, we need to add it. But since we started with an overdraft, we need to subtract it. Therefore, this minus entry is there, subtraction. Then there is a transport subsidy which has been received from the concerned organization, whoever is giving the transport subsidy to us, let's say the government, any particular organization, they have given a transport subsidy. So when the transport subsidy is given, we can assume that it has gone into our bank account, but it is not yet recorded in the cash book. Since it is not yet recorded in the cash book balance is lesser than the bank book balance due to this amount also, than the bank statement balance due to this amount also, and therefore we need to add it normally while moving from the cash book to the bank book, but since we have started with an overdraft, we will subtract it. Therefore, this minus subtraction entry is there, 14,25,000. Now, certain bills for collection have been credited in the bank. Now, let's say that we have given this work to our bank that it can collect our payment for the bills or bills receivable, which we have handed over to the bank. So, bank collects that payment and credits that into our account. So, these have been credited in the bank, but we have not yet entered in the cash book because perhaps we do not have this information. And therefore, due to this reason, the bank statement balance is more than the cash book bank column balance. And therefore, while moving from the cash book towards the bank statement, we need to add this amount. But since we have started with an overdraft, we are going to reduce this amount. Therefore, this minus entry is there. So there are 3 minus entries totaling to 29,21,000. This is being reduced from 46,14,600. We're getting therefore a final balance of 16,93,600. And as this 46 lakh was actually a minus figure, so therefore we are treating this 16,93,600 as the overdraft amount as per the bank statement. So this is how we started with the overdraft as per cash book, and we have finally arrived at the overdraft as per the bank statement through a process of reconciliation. Now we move to illustration 8. Now illustration 8 says that the cash book of Mr. Garbadwala, very interesting name somebody has come up with. The cash book of Mr. Garbadwala shows 8,36,400 as the balance at the bank. Balance at the bank means in the statement of the bank, this balance is appearing as on 31st December 2017. But we find that it does not agree with the balance as per the bank passbook. And since it does not agree with the balance as per the bank passbook, because this, I stand corrected, this balance at the bank is in the cash book, which means that this balance is shown in the cash book bank column, the bank column of the cash book as the balance at the bank. However, this balance in the cash book is not agreeing, or is it not in conformity with the bank passbook balance. So when it is not in conformity, what is to be done is that we have to find the causes of the differences. Ordinarily, there should be no difference between the two. Our bank column of our cash book should match with the columns of the bank passbook. But however, we find that it is not agreeing, and that is why the need for a bank reconciliation statement. On scrutiny, we find the following discrepancies. So these discrepancies or the causes of the differences between the two are mentioned here. Just to take one or two examples, on 15th December 2017, which is the date before 31st December 2017, the payment side of the cash book was undercast by 10,000, meaning thereby that while totaling the payment side of the cash book, the total was taken lesser by 10,000 rupees. Let's take one more example. On 18th of December 2017, the debit balance of 15,260 as on the previous day was brought forward as the credit balance. So something which was a debit balance was actually brought forward as the credit balance by mistake. It should have been brought forward as the debit balance. So in this way, there are certain causes which are mentioned here and which were discovered on the scrutiny. So therefore, we will use these causes to make the bank reconciliation statement. And as you can see in the solution here, what is mentioned here is if the books are not closed on 31st December 2017. So what happens is that if the books are being closed on 31st December 2017, it is first of all what we have to do is that we have to make adjustment entry in the cash book. Adjustment entry in the cash book of those amounts which are recorded in error in the cash book. For example, if an outgoing check of rupees 3,50,000 was recorded twice in the cash book, if a check is being recorded 2 times in the cash book, it is a case of an error being made in the cash book. So if an error is made in the cash book, an error entry is there in the cash book, that error needs to be corrected in the cash book so that we get to a genuine cash book balance after correcting all the errors in the cash book. So an error could also be a cause of the difference between the cash book bank column and the bank statement balance, apart from it being a timing error, timing difference. So therefore, we have already studied it earlier that in case we have reached the year end of the concern or company, and if the bank reconciliation statement is sought to be made at the year end, so in that case, it is necessary that the cash book correction may be made or the errors in the cash book be completely removed before we move on to the bank reconciliation, preparing the bank reconciliation statement. Assume that books are not closed, then we don't need to make any adjustments in the cash book. We just straight away make the bank reconciliation statement. Let us see how the bank reconciliation statement is being prepared here. Each and every entry we'll try to understand. Now here what is being said is that we start with the balance as per the cash book. We can start anywhere, anyway. We can start with balance as per the bank statement also and move towards the balance as per cash book by reconciling it. Or we can start with the balance as per cash book and move towards the balance as per the bank statement. Sometimes in the question itself, it may be mentioned that you have to start with the balance as per the cash book or balance as per the bank statement. And if that is mentioned, then you have to follow that. So here, nothing like that is mentioned. So we start with balance as per cash book, which is 8,36,400. It's a positive balance. Thereafter, in a cause of the difference is mentioned that 15,260 debit balance is brought forward as the credit balance. So what is happening is that every day the balance is being brought forward in the cash. So here on 18th December, on one particular date, what happens is that there was a debit balance. It should have been brought as a debit balance, but instead of bringing it as a debit balance, it is brought forward as a credit balance. So when we have to write 15,260 as a debit balance and we write it the same amount in the credit balance, what we are essentially doing is that we are making a difference of 30,520, which is twice the figure of 15,260 on both sides of the between the two sides of the cash book. Therefore, we have to correct that. Error. So it is something, an error in the cash book has been made, and therefore, since the error has been made, due to which the cash book balance has become lesser than the bank book balance. Therefore, while moving from the cash book balance towards the bank statement balance, we will be adding this figure of 30,520. Thereafter, there is a entry of checks have been issued but not presented. So let us see this entry: checks issued but not presented. So total checks amounting to 11,000 were drawn in the last week of December, and checks aggregating 700,815 were encashed in December, which means that before 31st of December, out of the 11,514 value checks which were issued, drawn means once the check is drawn, once the check is made, it is entered in the cash book. So we are assuming that these 11,500 checks were entered in the cash book. However, out of these checks, only rupees 7,815 worth of checks were encashed in December. So that means that the remaining checks, which is 11,715 minus 7,815, were not in. So therefore, since these checks were not encashed, what has happened is, so we reduce 7,815 from 11,514, we get a figure of 3,699. This entry has made this entry of 3,699 is there in the cash book, because to that extent the balance of the cash book has been reduced and bank statement balance is more by this figure, and therefore while moving from the cash book towards the bank statement we add this figure of 3699. Then there is a entry of the dividends which are directly collected by the bank. So bank has been given the work of collecting dividends on our behalf. Sometimes when we give to the shareholding companies our details, and or they are having our details, they credit our account with the dividend directly. So here what is happening is that dividends on the shares were directly collected by the bank. Collected by the bank means bank has made this entry in the bank statement. It has credited our bank statement with 25,000 rupees, and but this is not yet entered in the cash book. So therefore what has happened is that bank statement balance has become more than the cash book balance, and therefore while moving from the cash book towards the bank book, we'll have to add this amount of 25,000. Now next item is check, which is recorded twice in the cash book. So let us see the 3,50,000 check. Was it issued or when was it issued? Here outgoing check of 3,50,000. It is outgoing check, not an incoming check. So this was recorded twice in the cash book. So therefore, as this check was recorded 2 times in the cash book, it was supposed to be recorded only 1 time in the cash book, but it was recorded 2 times in the cash book. Obviously, it is recorded only 1 time in the bank statement. So it is a check issued, and because of this, the cash book balance has become lesser by 3,50,000 than the bank statement balance. And so, while moving from the cash book balance towards the bank statement balance, we'll have to add this figure. The next item is deposit, which is not recorded in the bank column. There is a, let us see this 1,50,000. What is the description of it? One deposit of 1,50,000 was recorded in the cash book, as if there is no bank column therein. Now, what is being said here is that an error entry has been made in the cash book, and how this error entry has been made. There was a deposit of 1,50,000 in the bank, but in the cash book it was not recorded in the bank column. So if it will not be recorded in the bank column, it is an error being made in the cash book entry, and so as we are not adjusting the cash book, we are going to take this into the bank reconciliation statement. So we are realizing that in the bank column, this deposit entry has not been made, which should have been made, and actually this entry has been made by mistake in the normal cash column. So therefore, due to this entry not being made in the bank column, the cash book balance has become lesser as compared to the bank statement balance by this entry. And therefore, while going from the cash book to the bank book, we'll have to increase this figure or add this figure of 1,50,000 rupees. Thereby, we have added all these figures, consolidated them together, and finally added them and got a balance of 13,95,619 over here. Now let us see some more entries. Next entry is wrong casting in the cash book on 15th of December. Wrong casting means wrong totaling. So the total was taken of the cash book, but it was undercast. Undercast means less total was taken, and therefore, as the totaling was incorrect, cash book will show the payment side. This is the payment side of the cash book, and therefore, the payment side of the cash book is showing the total of the payment side of the cash book is lesser by 10,000 rupees. Thereby, the cash book balance will show a higher entry, or the cash book balance will be higher than the bank statement balance due to this undercasting by 10,000 rupees. And therefore, as the cash book balance will be lesser due to this undercasting, while moving from the cash book towards the bank statement, we are moving from the cash book towards the bank book, and wrong casting has been done on the payment side. So if the payment is undercast, it means that payment is lesser. It should have been more actually, but payment is shown as lesser in the cash book. It will increase the figure of the cash book balance, because if the payment side is shown lesser, that means that will increase the bank balance of the cash book, and thereby the cash book balance will become more than the bank statement balance. And therefore, while moving from the cash book to the bank statement, we'll have to reduce this figure of 10,000 rupees, because due to this figure, the cash book balance had become more than the bank statement balance. Now, checks which were issued but not entered in the bank column. So when we say checks which were issued but not entered in the bank column, it means that the bank column is there in the cash book. Checks have been issued, but maybe by mistake they've been entered in some other column, but not in the bank column. So obviously this is an error entry, but it is being taken into the bank reconciliation statement straight away. So what we are analyzing here is that certain checks have been issued and they have been entered in the bank statement, because they have been already, there is no issue about the collection here. So we can assume that these checks have been collected, presented, encashed and everything, and thereby these checks are finding an entry in the bank statement. I mean, these checks are entered in the bank statement as being issued. So thereby, what is happening is that, but they are not there in the bank column of the cash book, and therefore the cash book balance is more by this amount than the bank statement balance, and therefore while moving in the bank reconciliation statement from the cash book to the bank statement, we will have to reduce these checks of 1,31,000. Then the next entry, that is, there is a subscription which is paid by the bank directly, not yet recorded in the cash book. We are maybe subscribing to some membership, and we have told the bank, okay, you can pay our membership every month or so, or every year, whatever it is. And so bank pays this subscription. Now when bank pays this subscription, bank will reduce our bank statement balance by the subscription amount of 1,000 rupees. But this entry is not there in the cash book. So cash book balance is therefore more than the bank statement balance. And so while moving from the cash book to the bank statement, we'll have to reduce this amount of 1,000 rupees. So these three amounts are being totaled and reduced here, 1,42,000 rupees. And finally, after reduction of this amount, we get 12,53,619 rupees, which is actually what is called the balance as per the passbook. So this was a method where we are not adjusting the cash book. But if we have to adjust the cash book in the same question, or if we assume that books are to be closed on 31st December, then we have no other alternative but to adjust the cash book first. So then in that case, what will happen is that first we will find those entries which require an adjustment in the cash book before we move on to preparing the bank reconciliation statement. And therefore, the first thing that we need to do here is doing the adjustment of the cash book. So with the same, in the same illustration, the same question, now we are showing that method where first the cash book is being adjusted, and after adjusting the cash book, we are arriving at a fresh balance as per the adjusted cash book. So this is the adjusted cash book balance. We start with the cash book balance which has been given in the question, 8,36,400, and thereafter it is a debit balance as you can see, and thereafter after adjusting the cash book, we are getting a balance of 12,49,920, a debit balance of 12,49,920, which will be carried forward to the this will be the balance of the cash book, which will be used to prepare the bank reconciliation statement, which will be the starting point of the bank reconciliation statement. Now, to find out which entries will be made in the adjusted cash book, we have already discussed earlier that in the adjusted cash book, two types of entries are made. The first type of entry is that entry which is a result of the error entry made in the cash book. So we need to correct that error. So the rectification of the cash book has to be done because by making adjustment in the cash book here. So what we do is that we adjust the cash book with those entries which are correcting an error entry of a cash book. Now, secondly, there is one more type of entry which is going to be made in the adjusted cash book, and that is the entry of omission in the bank statement. Now, if bank has made an omission, if there is an omission in the omission in the cash book of an entry in the bank statement. So, if in case there is an entry made in the bank statement by the bank, correctly made by the bank in the bank statement, if such entry is there and this entry is not present in the cash book, so in that case what we do is that we adjust the cash book for such entries also. So, for example, this wrong casting entry is an error entry of the cash book. Then there are certain checks which are not entered. Again, these are the checks which are there in the bank statement but not entered. So this is the omission entry. It is a subscription which is not entered. Again, an omission entry. Check recorded twice. It is an error entry. Dividends collected by the bank not entered in the cash book. It is an omission entry. Then error for wrong posting, 30,520, error entry in the cash book. So therefore, error entry and the commission entries, omission entries were there, and therefore these entries are being made here in the adjusted cash book to correct the cash book balance first of all. For example, subscription amount was given by the bank for us, like say 1,000 rupees. The subscription amount has been paid by the bank, but we have not yet entered in the cash book. So therefore, we will be crediting our cash book now with this 1,000 and debiting the subscription amount, subscription account. So there, like that, we will make this entry. It is a sort of a entry which is not made, but which was not made earlier, but it is being made now. So since we have already discussed all these points, you must be understanding that all these entries are correcting the cash book. Finally, after correcting the cash book, we are getting a corrected balance, or let's say adjusted balance of 12,49,920. And when we get that balance, the rest of the amounts which are not either error or omission, they will be included in the bank reconciliation statement. For example, checks which were issued but not yet presented to the bank on the date on which the bank reconciliation statement is being prepared. So this amount is added here, and finally we get the balance for the passbook. Okay, now we move on to illustration 9. And in illustration 9, it is being said that the bank column is being shown of a cash book, and a passbook is also being shown here. So this is a passbook, and in the passbook, what is done is normally that whenever a passbook is credited with an amount, means that bank is putting that amount into that account, and when it is debited, when a bank is taking out that amount from the bank statement or from the bank account. So what is being said here is that we have to reconcile the two. Now, how do we go about reconciling the two? The first thing that we do is that we know that we have a cash book balance of 3,13,000 and we go through all the entries and compare them and try to find the reasons for the differences. Which are those entries which are there in the passbook, which are not there in the cash book? Which are those entries which are there in the cash book but not there in the passbook? Which are the error entries which are made in the cash book that need to be corrected? Which are the error entries which are there in the passbook? So what we do is that we scrutinize the two accounts very carefully, and the entries which are made on the credit side of the passbook, let's say these entries on the right side on the passbook, we compare them with the debit side of the passbook, because they should tell you the debit side of the passbook, and we try to find out, are there any missing entries, and then we list them, list the missing amounts and the missing descriptions. So on scrutinizing the debit side of the cash book and the receipt side of the passbook, first of all, we find that there are two checks which are deposited in the bank in March, but they are entered in the cash book, 33,000, 65,000. Here 33,000 and 65,000. 25th March and 31st March, these checks are received from Goel and from Patel, and after receiving these checks, these have been deposited in the cash book, but they are not finding any entry in the passbook, because the entry in the passbook is being made on 3rd April and 5th April. We have to reconcile the balance as on 31/3/2017. Obviously, because these two entries are not there on 31/3/2017, since these two entries are there on 3rd of April and 5th of April. Therefore, obviously, while preparing the bank reconciliation statement for 31/3/2017, we will say that these two entries were not found there. Therefore, they have to be included in the bank reconciliation statement. As you can see, the cash book bank column which has been given to us That is for the period 1 March 2017 to 31st March 2017. And the passbook which has been given to us, that is for the 1st April to 30th April. So if there are any entries which are there in the month of March in the cash book, but they are finding a place in the month of April, we identify those entries separately, because we say that these entries will not be there as on 31/3/2017. So we found two entries here by scrutinizing the debit side of the cash book and comparing it with the receipt side of the passbook of April. Then we scrutinize the credit side of the cash book and compare it with the payment side of the passbook. And while comparing, we find that a check which was issued to Ramesh for 1,50,000 rupees in March had not been presented by Ramesh for payment in the bank till 31/3. Therefore, the bank reconciliation statement of 31/3 will be different. Will be as follows. But let us see this 1,50,000 entry. So here 1,50,000 entry has been made in the cash book on 24th of March, because this is a check which has been issued to Ramesh for 1,50,000 rupees. However, on the payment side, this 1,50,000 is appearing on 12th of April, which means that this is not there in March. And therefore, when we are preparing a bank reconciliation statement for March, this will be accounted for there in the bank reconciliation statement. So we start with the balance of the cash book. We add those checks which were not presented for payment and due to which the cash book balance is lesser than the bank statement balance, and therefore these are to be added. And we reduce those checks which were deposited into the bank but not credited by the bank, and therefore the cash book balance was more than the bank statement balance, and therefore this amount has to be reduced, and finally we get the balance as per the passbook. And now we come to illustration 10. In illustration 10, and this is the last illustration for this chapter, for this topic also. When Nicky and Company received a bank statement, so Nicky and Company have received a bank statement which is showing a favorable balance of 10,39,200. Favorable balance means the balance in their favor, which is a positive balance, for the period ended on 30th June. Now this bank statement is not agreeing with balance as per their cash book. So what they do is they examine their cash book and they examine the bank statement and they compare the two. And on making the comparison, they find a number of reasons due to which the two are not tallying, the bank statement balance and the bank column balance in their cash book. So we can just read out one or two which are different types which we have not read so far. On 30th of March, the company had entered into a hire purchase agreement to pay by bank order a sum of 3 lakh rupees on the 10th of each month. So the company was to pay this on 10th of each month 3 lakh rupees starting from April 2017. So no entries had been made in the cash book. So therefore, when we are starting on 30th of March, this has been done, and therefore every month we are supposed to pay on 10th of each month this 3 lakh rupees, sum of 3 lakh rupees on 10th of each month. It's a monthly payment being made starting from 30th March onwards. So therefore the first payment must have been made on 10th April, then the next month on 10th of May, and next month on 10th of June. So 3 payments of 3 lakhs have been made before 30th of June. But what has happened is that these payments are not finding any entry in the cash book because the payments are being made by the bank. We have told the bank, okay, you make these payments on every 10th of each month. But we have not made the entries in the cash book. So therefore, this is a reduction in the bank statement balance is being made, but the cash book balance has not gone down. So what will happen is that the cash book balance is higher than the bank statement balance due to this reason, and therefore we'll have to reduce this amount. So let us see how we are making the bank reconciliation statement. We start with the balance as per the passbook. We are starting. Sometimes we start with the balance as per the cash book. Sometimes we start with the balance as per the passbook. Now here we have been told that we are fine. We have been told that this much balance is being shown in the bank statement. So fine, if we are being shown this bank statement, we'll prepare a bank reconciliation. We have not been given a cash book balance here. So therefore, we'll start with the bank passbook balance itself. So that this 10,39,000 is the bank passbook balance. Then there are certain checks which were deposited into the bank, but they were not credited by the bank, and thereby we can assume that these checks were entered into the cash book. Thereby, these are those checks which were issued to the parties, and or rather, sorry, these are the checks which were deposited with the bank. So therefore, they have been entered in the cash book. I'll have to just read out this entry again, 3,09,200, to understand what exactly is going on in respect of this 3 lakh. So a deposit of 3,09,200 has been made on 29 January 2017, which is being written here. The deposit of 3,09,200 was paid. Actually, the words of the statement are not very clear because the deposit is generally made, it is not paid. So if we say the deposit of 3,09,200 is paid and not credited by the bank, so we can just assume that it was supposed to be credited by the bank. It means that a check has been received of 3,09,000 rupees, and that check has been deposited in the cash book, but the bank has not credited it so far, which means that cash book balance is now higher by this amount compared with the bank statement balance, and therefore, while moving from the bank statement balance, we'll have to add this amount. Of course, this 9 lakh payments were made by the bank, and due to this, the cash book balance has again gone higher than the bank, and therefore we'll have to add these 9 lakh checks also. Then discount allowed wrongly entered in the bank column. The businessman has allowed discount to somebody. In the cash book, we are aware that there are 3 columns in the 3-column cash book. There is a cash column, there is a bank column, and there is a discount column. Now this discount which was allowed was supposed to be entered in the discount column, but it got entered into the bank column wrongly. So therefore, since it got entered into the bank column wrongly, the 16,000 amount got entered into the bank column wrongly, and due to this, the bank column total became more than the cash column, than the bank statement balance, and therefore, while moving from the bank statement balance towards the cash book balance, we'll have to add this amount of rupees 16,000, which was wrongly entered in the bank column. And since it was entered in wrongly into the bank column, the bank column, the cash book balance became more, and therefore we are now adding this amount here. Now then we go on to bank charges which are not entered in the cash book. That means bank has charged us for 3,000 rupees. They have reduced the bank statement balance, but it is not entered in the cash book balance, and therefore cash book balance is more, and therefore while moving from the bank statement balance towards the cash book, we'll have to add this amount. We have to remember that from where we are starting and towards which we are moving, towards where we are moving. Now deposit entered in the cash book twice. So due to the twice entry in the cash book, 2 times, the cash book total is becoming larger by 11,200. So we need to, but the bank statement balance is lesser. So when starting from the bank statement, we'll have to add this figure. Now there was a check which was returned out of date, entered in the cash book. Obviously, what has happened is that we have issued a check to somebody, and but the check was not presented for payment into the bank in time. So normally the checks allow 3 months time for deposit, and if within that 3 months time it has not been deposited into the bank, it will not be cleared because the check has become invalid. So therefore, the bank returns that check back. Now, when the bank has returned that check back to us, we had passed an entry earlier into the cash book. And but while issuing the check, we had passed an entry in the cash book, and now that check has been returned back as out of date, and this check which has been returned as out of date, let us read this entry. 11 lakh. A debit of 11 lakh appeared in the bank statement for an unpaid check which had been returned marked out of date. So what is happening here is that the check had been redated by the customer and paid into the bank again on 5th July 2017. Now we are making the bank reconciliation statement for 30th of June. So let us try to understand this. There is a check which we have given to the customer, to our customer, and this check we have given to our customer, and therefore while paying this check into the bank, we are making entry in the cash book that we are giving this check to our customer. Now the customer presents that check into the bank. However, the check is out of date. When he presents that check to the customer, when the customer presents that check into the bank makes an entry to his credit, and therefore bank makes a debit of 11 lakh rupees in the bank gives the credit to him. But of course later on, well, let me read it once again. A debit of 11 lakh appeared in the bank statement for an unpaid check. which had been returned marked out of date. So that means that a debit of 11 lakh rupees is appearing in our bank statement, in the businessman's bank statement. And why this debit is appearing in the bank statement? Because we have deposited this check into our bank. Now, while depositing this check into our bank, we first made an entry in our cash book that we are depositing this check. So the cash book balance increased. Thereafter, what happened was we took the check into our bank. So bank also made an entry towards our credit. So initially, there was a 11 lakh entry in our cash book as deposit. There was a 11 lakh entry made by the bank also as in our to our credit. So cash book has also been debited for 11 lakh rupees. The bank statement also is finding a corresponding credit of 11 lakh rupees. But what happens later on, that this check goes for clearance, and when this check goes for clearance, it is returned back as being out of date. So when this check is returned back out of date, our bank passes the out of date entry or a return back entry and debits the account, debits our account by 11 lakh rupees. Debits our bank statement by 11 lakh rupees. But however, this 11 lakh rupees debit is there in our bank statement, but this debit is not there in our cash book. So later on, we give this check back to our customer and say, okay, my dear, this check was old, so our bank has not credited it. Please put a new date onto the check. So our customer takes the check from us, again puts a new date on it and signs it and gives it back to us. And then we again put it into our bank and we get the amount of 11 lakhs credited. But that is happening in the next period, that is on 5th of July. On 30th of June, the situation is that there is a debit of 11 lakh in the bank statement because bank has debited our bank statement for 11 lakh rupees. But this entry we have not found in the cash book. We have not entered in the cash book. So therefore, what is happening here is that due to this 11 lakh entry debit in the bank statement, our bank statement balance is lesser than the cash book balance, and therefore we are adding this amount of 11 lakh rupees here while moving from the passbook to the cash book, because cash book balance is more than the passbook. So therefore, while moving from the passbook to cash book, we are adding this amount of 11 lakh rupees. So we add this consolidated amount of 11 lakh rupees, we come to a figure of 23 lakh 39,400. Then there is one entry of direct deposit by customer, which is not entered in the cash book. So customer has deposited this 4 lakh rupees in our statement in our bank, and therefore bank balance has gone up by this amount, but cash book balance is lesser by this amount due to that reason, and therefore while moving from bank to cash, we'll have an amount of 4 lakh. And finally, after this reduction of 4 lakh, this is minus 4 lakh, we write it in the bracket form. We get a figure of 29,78,600, which is the balance as per the cash book. So that is how the reconciliation has been completed. And with that, we complete this chapter. And we hope that you have had a nice time and easy time understanding this chapter. And with that, this chapter is at an end. And today's webinar, morning webinar, has also come to an end.